Is there a price for fame when you still live in the hood, the inner city? It seems to be that way. And I'm saying that because time after time in my lifetime, I noticed that you have people that I should say people look up to or people value in the inner city seems to be the people that end up being taken out, that end up helping the community. I'm starting to think that, not starting, I already believe that when you made it or you at a certain point in your life where as though you have success, I think that you need to help out the hood from the far. I don't think it's smart for people to be successful and then walk around here and think that they can still go back to the hood and play around. I don't think it's beneficial for most. We see more and more people time after time lose their life off of going back to the inner city. The inner city have never shown love to people when they leave. And it's sad because when you look at how people are treated when they leave the city and they tend to come back, people always feel as though, and when I say people, I'm talking about the people that always have handouts, that seem to always want something. When people make it, they say that there's a tax when you leave the hood. It's no tax. It's never been a tax. We call it a tax. What it's called is survivor's remorse. When people normally have a survivor's remorse, they tend to think that they did something wrong. Well, you did nothing wrong. So is you going back, you about you see a lot of times people tend to think that it's good to provide opportunities to people by giving money. Whereas though that's not smart. It's not smart at all. It's not even beneficial for you to think that that's cool. Because when you start giving money, you start handing money out, people start to think that this is what life's supposed to be. You make it, you give back. But now, you're supposed to do what you can. You can help out where you deem is fit, but at the same time, you get more and more people today that start to feel as though that they have to, that they're supposed to, and you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to do anything that you think is uncomfortable. Like when you put in a uncomfortable position out here, it's sad, man, because no one, like, if your life is taken to there tomorrow, no one would be right there to be able to uphold your family and take care of your family. You're going to be the person that's sitting there saying to yourself, like, damn, I did all this for nothing. We got too many people today losing their life, helping the community out, and at the end of the day, you get nothing for it. We done see more people come through the inner city that they survive the community. They done made something out of themselves from the community. But the end result is their life end up being taken. And when you think about the dude in Chicago, they talk so highly of this dude in Chicago. We don't even know this guy in Chicago. I'm from Philly. I don't even know this guy. And he's posted all over social media about all the things he's done. But the sad part about it is, you see his brother put a posting up letting you know that he's about to, I guess, unalive the people that end up taking his brother's life. And what's sad about that is, we see many more people that done escape the community, but they go back. You look at Nipsey Hussle. No one has succeeded that went back to the community. I don't know many people that went back and was able to make it. It seems like they say we have a tax when we leave the community, but what I've noticed is it's never a tax. It never was a tax. What happened is it's a virus. People have a feeling of like, damn, I made it, so I need to go back. I need to do something. Probably will end up having your life taken. You look at Young Dolph. It's sad, man. The history never seems to not play out different. It always plays out the same way. And And it's never been confusing. It's always the same play. You leave and you come back. It seems like we at a point now where though you have to help out from afar. You cannot be that person putting yourself in harm's way and you being taken away from your family. It's the same sad story. It's always. You get tired of seeing the same thing. And if you think that it's a game, it's not. Because it seems like it's always played out through online. It's always camera footage. The camera footage is put out. Once the camera footage is put out, people are looking around like, damn, that's crazy. Everybody's always quick to jump on the ship and say, yo, that's crazy. I don't know why he didn't have security. If your ass needs security, you don't need to be there. It's a reason why. It's always a reason to put you in harm's way. That's why every time when you see people make it, people always want to see a person get killed. And I'm going to tell you how you know. When you look at people like Jay-Z, people idolize all these celebrities, but they talk bad about them when they don't go back to the hood. You would never win out here in the eyes of people. You would never win. That's why I look at people like, when you look at people like Jay-Z, it's not that you itemize them and you look at them and you hold them at a higher platform, but when you look at how they move, you realize why they're so smart, why they make it to billionaire status, why they hard to be touched now. And you're like, damn, people don't see them no more for a reason. They're not stupid. They come from a different era where they know damn well you cannot go back to the community and be walking around thinking that, oh man, I want to help the community out. Oh, I'm this person. I'm going to be able to do this and that. Nah, it's never been that. It's never been that way. You cannot. I don't care what nobody tell you. You could never ever. It's the same thing as when you somebody that made it in life and you making a good 6 figures, high 6 figures, whatever you make it, and you're doing good, and you come through with that nice car. What you think is gonna happen? They're gonna set you up. I don't care how good you was in your city or in your environment. Like your environment was your environment for that time. When you leave, you do not come back in that environment thinking you're going to be able to walk around comfortable. You're not. People are struggling out here today. So when you look at, like, when they showed the guy having his life taken, and he's on what? He was on Facebook Live. They talked about, they tried to take his chain. They still walked away without his chain. And the next thing you find out that they looked at the footage. He actually, they was plotting on him the whole time. So while we're looking at his footage, we're looking at his live the whole time. The person is sitting there with a shirt over their face. Now, when the news got involved, when the news are there and they interviewing people, they're talking to everybody, and what they're saying is, "Oh man, I feel bad, like it's foul." But then when you look at the footage, those same people that was talking on camera was actually right there when the guy was actually in a cut with the shirt over his face. But they'll show us that footage. The brother talked about it. This goes to show you what is going on today. You don't have to just be famous. If you're doing anything out here, or you moving, you got people out here that gravitate to you, or you're somebody that's in the environment, in the hood, that is popular, or you getting a couple dollars. It ain't the thing of you being rich, it's you're popular. You look at Nipsey Hussle, same thing. He bought a whole strip of stores, owned them, got killed. What does that tell you? And then you're finding out now that the people that were behind his killing was his own people. This is where we at today, y'all. This is not a play on how can I make it better. You can't make it better. It has to be a system. It has to be a system. If you don't have a system that's set up for people to progress out here, you're not going to be able to change it. One man cannot change anything. Cannot. And it never will be. It has to Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like when you look at like Black Lives Matter, like I was saying, I think my live had like froze up. When you look at like Black Lives Matter, no one ever made them accountable for all the things that they did in the inner city. They did all the marching. All the marching had everybody coming together. Everybody was coming together. That's just being made. Then you find out shortly, all this was a scam. All of it was set up and it was deployed in order to make money. And then once they made their money, got all those millions, what happened? What happened when all those millions came through? Everybody was pumping fists at that time. And everybody was screaming that Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. And then what happened? What happened? Nothing. They got the 100 and something million, and all of a sudden that 100 and something million happened to go to mansions. Everybody was pushing the Black Lives Matter, and it looked like something. It looked like a movement. You ever notice every time there's a movement, it's always a scam. Always. Always scam. All of a sudden, 100 and something million just happened to didn't disappear. People just wondering what happened. You don't know what happened. And then you find out mansions got bought. All of a sudden, people was under payroll. Who was under payroll? Oh, brothers. Her brother. And then all of a sudden, other people got paid. Money did not go to the areas that it was supposed to go to. Now that everybody that got paid, that was able to prosper off of an organization that was set up to make people go in chaos and have a movement, now there's null in the void. It's no longer around no more. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're in a place now where as though everybody needs to stand up and understand that if they're going to move differently out here, they got to move efficiently with their families. Like, you have to actually teach your kids to move right. If you're going to put them in positions of jobs, how to make money, certain careers to go in, that's what it's about today. It's not about if I get ahead, I'm going back to the community. Nobody has time for that no more. If you're going to do anything, you got to move by example. You're not going to be able to move efficiently out here and think you're just going to make money and just go back to a community. You have to set an example through your families. If you're doing renovations and you making money that way, you teach your kids that. That way, people around you able to see that. People able to jump on the board, on board, and be able to see that and mimic that. Nothing is going to get done the way we were doing it before. It's not. You look at how people establishing themselves by building corporations and businesses. You ever notice that they're not showing you why they're doing it? You can't. Because what's going to happen is it's going to end up coming to a standstill. Because somebody going to throw something, they're going to throw a wrench in there, and next thing you know, it's done. It's null in the void. It's nothing happening. Nothing. You have to be the person that's going to be able to push forward and start making progress by doing your own thing. That way, when you accomplish something, you can show it. You can't show anything out here where nobody's able to see your worth when everything is not done. Like when things are not done, people don't really honor the moves that you're making. They want to see it. You look at people like they had like Dr. Umar. You got a dude named Dr. Umar. Then started school. His school ain't even moving. The school that he has, that's not even doing anything. And that's sad because when you look at people that's trying to make progress out here, they're not doing much because you're seeing people asking for money. You got people every day asking for money, but they're not doing anything. So you got people that are broke out here just steady put money to things and they're not seeing anything grow from it. But then at the end of the day, you find out that, your money got pissed off. And now people get mad when they see their money not going to the organizations that it's supposed to go to. Because now, when someone starts something up and you start to see people start to make money off of your money that you putting out there, and you like, wait a minute, how is it that they got rich off of my money, but I don't see the school that was supposed to be built? I don't see the things that they promised. Like, this is what's going on today. You're seeing it. And I think like we at a point now where as though people have to start to get smart, man. They have to start to get smart. I just think we at a point now where as though, like, especially even with me, I know that for a fact, like when I started learning how to invest and I got my first property, that was the main thing in life that I started learning, that in order to make money out here, people got to start to create opportunities for themselves outside of work. And I think that's one of the main things that's hurting a lot of money. They can't make money outside of work. And this is the thing, man. Like when you out here today, yes, and I hate race hustlers too, man. And that's the thing, man. Like I like even growing up in the city, I done seen a lot of people play on people, man. Like I done seen it. Like you see so many people playing on people's wallets, and it bothers me because when I sit back, my main thing is when I first caught my first real estate. And the thing that made me started understanding real estate was because I started listening to these people. And I realized the more and more I started listening to more seminars on people that was giving lectures and it was charging people, I started becoming a lot smarter and started realize it was a hustle. I know it was a hustle when I started hearing that you can put money into a pot, and enough people put their money into the pot, they go in on a property and they'll flip it. When I started hearing people talking like that, I was like, wait a minute, hold up. How is that possible to flip a property and for people to walk away with funds from a property by multiple people putting money in the pot? I knew right then and there that was a hustle. I have never once in my life could understand how you could put money into a pot on a property of 5 or 6 or 7 people, flip the property, and people walking off with damn near 5 and 6 and 7 thousand. I knew right then and there. I was like, oh yeah, this the hustle. I'm like, Cass is getting hustled out here, big time. Because from me doing a renovation already, I already know what it costs and what it takes to do a renovation. So when I started seeing people do the same thing, but they was trying to get people to go in on it, I'm like, wait a minute, that's too many people putting money up. I mean, you got too many people putting money up for investment, and you got people pushing the narrative of you can make this much money, you can do this, you can do that. I knew right then and there, oh yeah, this the hustle. And I think a lot of times today, man, a lot of people are playing from a struggle mentality, whereas though they don't quite understand how to invest. So if you don't know how to invest, you'll gravitate to a lot of people that be talking that game. And I used to do it. I used to be like, yo, I'm gonna buy into that seminar. Or I go to these hotels. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It was a bunch of hotel events where people they invest. They talk about how you can put your money into crypto, all type of different things. But what I started learning in life is if you don't sit down and start to realize that if you start to read up on certain cryptos and certain investments, like if you don't look into it, you're not going to go in and have an understanding of how things work. And if you don't understand how things work, what's going to happen is you're going to be taken advantage of, and it's going to be easy. I've been there. I've been to seminars where you spent 2 days. The seminar went for 3 days, but you spend the first day, they getting you. They trying to get as many people in these seminars. Like you listening to them, they get you on the first day. The second day is when they start playing on your emotions. And then the third day, that's when they like, look, if y'all believe in yourself, now you should actually use your credit card, charge this, and you'll be able to invest in yourself. When I started noticing how they was playing people, I knew right then and there, I'm not going to no more seminars. Because when I got my first real estate, that's when I started understanding more. When I started going to seminars, I was like, oh, I see what they doing. A lot of times, man, when you have nothing, you don't even know what you're listening to. You listen to a group of people that's selling dreams. That's basically what it is. You're going around, you're going to these seminars, paying money, and they selling you dreams. That's all they selling you. That's why you would never see people say, yo, I done became rich off of going to the seminar. These seminars is for them to get rich. That's why they always say, if you pay into it, I'll be able to work with you. How you going to work with damn near 50, 60 something people that's in the seminar? Because you already know it's a hustle. You already know you're going to end up having maybe, like if they got 50 people in a seminar, they might likely have at least 5 people that'll literally put the money in. You know what I mean? Because they're going to feel like, oh man, I feel good about this. What's going to happen is, after a good 2 to 3 weeks, that's when you realize, damn, I should not have charged that to my credit card. And now they'll stop it, which means you done charged up 5, 6, 7, maybe even $1,000 to your credit card, and you realize, yo, you did a bad thing by doing that. But they already got a good 1,000 out of you, or a couple people. So you think about how many people that they sell that game to. Like I remember the dude, Jay Morrison. Jay Morrison was a good dude to watch. But you know the problem that I found with him? He was a dude that used to sell a lot of hopes and dreams. And I fell into it because I even went into a seminar. And I was like, damn, dude really talking some stuff. But I actually learned from him. I learned some things from him. But what I ended up finding out later, when I started watching him more and more, luckily I didn't put no money into his organization. But I ended up downloading his seminar book. And I think I paid maybe like $5 for it. So $5 is well worth it because it helped me out. Ain't that weird? I didn't put money into his organization, but it did help me out on my first property. To me, it seemed like he gave a lot of good information, but he didn't go by it. So he might have got his information actually from real estate moguls, but he wasn't actually doing it. So I did end up learning a lot from his book, his ebook. That's what I'm saying, man. I think we just at a point now where so people have to broaden their horizons. They got to start to read more. They have to not only just read more, you got to start to indulge in more things outside of just looking at crazy stuff on social media. Like I noticed my algorithm used to look crazy. Now I notice that I see a lot more investment things. I see a lot more people doing things like opening businesses, doing LLCs to open up a company like that they trying to run out of their garage. Like you have to broaden your horizons today. You have to, because your job is not going to set you free these days. I realize that now. I realize that the hard way, and I slow rolled it in my 20s. I didn't understand it till I became a lot older and started realizing that, yo, your job is really a stepping stone. That's really is. Your job is really a stepping stone. Your job is really not the thing that's going to set you up for everything. It's a stepping stone for you to actually be smart with your money while you're at work. And then when you're at work, you put a little bit here and there in a pot, and to whereas though once you're ready, you're able to use that money that you put aside for your business to go ahead and start launching whatever you're trying to do. But you got to be smart about it. You just can't quit your job. You got to be smart about it. You got to be smart and you got to be savvy and understand that what you're trying to do out here. You have to. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You need to have an understanding of what you are doing out here. So I just feel like I think I can do justice. Like if someone ever asked me, what's the best way to do real estate? I can't tell you what's the best way to do real estate. Only thing I can say is I can say how I did it, how I purchased my first property, how I bought a duplex, how I did things. I did some things that really did me bad. I did some things that really financially messed me up, but I was able to get back up and realize, all right, I won't do that again. I realized how to handle contractors now. A lot of times you fall on your face, and then you got to get up and be like, man, I bust my lip, so now I got to put a Band-Aid on, and now I got to try to toughen up and figure this thing out again. See why I went wrong at. And a lot of us don't know it all. We don't. I've never been that person that be like, well, I know somebody that knows somebody. I don't care if I know somebody. That's because you know somebody does not mean you know. They know. You don't know. Just because you got a cousin or a relative that do something does not mean you have the knowledge of that. A lot of people need to start to learn to shut up. People give people advice off of another person, and they never did it before. Don't. And another thing that I noticed that really hurt a lot of people. If you think you know too much, you know a little too much knowledge, it's going to scare you off in order to make a transition in your life, to be able to do more. Because when you know too much, you start to second guess too much. Always remember that. But look, peace and love. And look, whatever y'all do, just be smart about it, all right? All right.